Hey everyone, we're going to continue on with our Flowlab game. So I'm going to go back to level 1. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the settings of this to make my world a bit wider. Okay, so I'm going to have to delete all of my bricks that I put in as blockers, and I'm going to have to clone my outside wall. Oops. Remember that nobody sees it, so it can be as messy as you would want it to be. So that's that. I can put in some more things now if I would like. I forgot, I need an actual flooring shot. Something like that. Maybe I put the, I'll move the door over here or something. Yeah, something like that, I don't know. Okay, so anyway, I've got a new width. Now if I play this, it will fill the screen like that. And for some of you, that's exactly what you want, and that's great. For others, you might want a slightly different aesthetic. So part of the world needs to be discovered and changed, all right? In which case we can look at using a camera. I don't know if this jump is possible. I don't think it is. All right. I'm sorry, I'm just changing up this a little bit. Just make things a bit more interesting. So let's use a camera. Let's go into our character here. Now this is all of our movement, which technically we could have bundled together if we wanted to try and keep it neat and tidy. To do that, you just got to go into behavior bundles and make a new one and select everything and cut and paste in here. Maybe I can't paste in here. There it is. So you can do that if you want to. My goodness, sorry, I'm all over the place. If I want to keep things tidy, no problems. All right. And then that way, when I go back into here, I've got my nice tidy bundle here. So I'm just going to call this run and jump. So this one is actually already available by default in the menu. Otherwise, you can add stuff to menu if you plan to use it multiple times. So that's our run and jump bundle. Let's say I want to add a camera as well. Now, the good thing is camera controls in Flowlab are potentially the easiest controls in any language I've ever used. All you need to do is add a camera and then decide on the dimensions of the screen. Is that going to work now that I've said that? Let's have a look here. Now I think from memory I need to change this to be the size that I want to show in shot. So let's say I want to show a 10 by 10. Let's go back to the camera and make sure that our camera covers the whole level like that. Okay, so that's how it works. So that's slipped my mind. So let's see what this looks like now. So you can see it's back to its original size. However, when I try to leave the screen, the camera follows me. So you can do that if you want. It sort of adds a level of mystery to each individual level. There's sort of things that get stuck. Sorry, I'm getting stuck. There are things that get discovered. So you can change that height yourself. And then that way it feels a bit more organic in terms of discovering things. So that's cool. It's up to you whether or not you use that feature. I think it's all right. I personally like mine to be a little bit wider, so maybe I might go something like that, like a 20 by 10. Sort of adds a bit of mystery, but at the same time, you don't feel, it still feels like a nice open world. This gives me Mario vibes, this set of dimensions. Okay. At this stage, I've been able to find a way to change the level size between levels. It seems like they all have to be the same size, which is a slight limitation, but that's something we can manage. The next thing that I wanted to look at was spikes. So we're going to add in some spikes to avoid that will kill you if you touch them. So again, we're going to go into browse, and I think it's is it blocks? Maybe not. No, it might be objects. There they are. So we've got some spikes. I'm going to chuck them in, and we're going to spread these out throughout the level to try and make some things difficult. Something like that, maybe. Yeah, that makes things sufficiently difficult. Now in here, the coding, all I want to do is go into behavior. I'm going to go to collision and say when the player collides with this, so type player collides with us, we are going to restart the whole game. All right. So it's pretty straightforward. We will change this up eventually, but for now, that's what we wanted. So the idea being that when you touch, the whole thing restarts. Okay. So it's pretty straightforward. Maybe we'll add a couple of enemies as well to make things interesting. So I might get rid of a couple of these just to add some good spots to have enemies. We'll add in a couple of flying enemies first. So let's go to characters. We'll add in a bat. All right. And what we want to do is we also want to add in a flying animation. And I'm just going to add in, as you can see, like the walking one. We have some individual frames we can put together that will make it look like it's flying nice and smooth. So that's good. I'll put them in. This is flying enemy. We're going to add in the physics that it is should be solid. I don't think so. We're going to enable collisions and add a polygon shape to it. So then that way you're not getting hit unless you actually hit it. And we're going to go to properties, behaviors, and let's have it. So we'll say just once we're going to start the flying animation. And we're going to just have it loop forever, so it's always flying. Now we want it to sort of fly here, and then when it hits this block, turn around and fly back until it hits that block. So to do this, we're going to have an always, and we're going to have a collision. Maybe we'll do a raycast. Raycast. Yeah, we'll do a raycast. That'd be good. Be something new for you to see. So we'll do that. Raycast is really good for enemies. It's good for a number of things, but yeah, okay. So it's always flying, it's always sending out a raycast, and it's also always going to be traveling forwards at a speed of, let's say 10. We'll make it quick, make it hard. We're also always going to be casting our raycasts. Now the first one is going to be at an angle of 0 degrees. And the way that it works is it actually shoots out in front. So 0 degrees is straight ahead. So we'll have that, and we'll be looking for ground type. Yeah. Okay, and then similarly, if I want it to be looking behind itself, 180, also looking for ground type. Okay, so they're my two ray casts. So they'll always be casting and always going to be moving forward. So to move forward, we need velocity. always moving forward. This object's not movable. Okay, that's all right. We'll figure that out. And we also want to flip. So if it hits, we want to, which one's this one? If it's in front of us, meaning it's on this side, we want to flip. And if it's on the 180 side, we want to flip back. So let's see what that looks like. And our guy's gone. Oh, but he's working, so that's good. Yeah. So he's working pretty well. If I can get over there without dying, it'll be good. Yeah, you can see he's just puttering along. Okay, so that's what we want. We can probably do it that way. And that'll fix that little error to say that he's not movable. Okay, now I'm thinking what I want to do is if he collides with the player, the game restarts like before. However, if the player hits him on top, he dies. Okay, I'll probably do this with a couple of enemies, so it's going to be done in the same way. So I'm just going to move this up to give myself a little bit of room. Try and make things a bit more compact. Maybe we'll put them there. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to add in a collision. I'm going to say if he collides with the player anywhere but the top. Alright, so if he collides with the player anywhere but on top, we're going to restart the game. And if the player hits them on top, so it's going to be another collision. Then they're going to be destroyed. Okay, so this might be a little bit hard to test. So I'm just going to move him maybe down here, just for the sake of testing, see if I can get this right. I'll wait for him to come back and see if I can land on him and destroy him. Oh, I stuffed that up, so let's try again. This might take a while, so I can get my timing right. Jeez. Ugh. I tell you what, it's hard to program games when you're not very good at them. Yes, there we go. Okay, so if you land on top, he dies. And as we saw numerous times, if he hits you somewhere else, you die. So that's that enemy. So I'm going to put him back to where he was. I'm also going to make a similar one. He's going to be a patrolling enemy, and the behavior is going to be basically exactly the same. So I'm going to go into characters. I'm going to get this angry man here, and I'm going to make him a walking animation out of these 4 frames. Alright, so he'll walk like that. He's going to be a walker, and again he's going to be movable, not solid. He will be affected by gravity, and he will have collisions on. Let's go into behaviors. So he's going to once, we're going to have an always, we're going to have a collision, and we're going to have a collision, I think. We need a walking speed, so maybe we'll get him to go 7. We need a flip. We need a couple of ray casts. And we need a, not an impulse, we need a velocity. Okay, and animation. Okay, so just once we're going to start the animation, we're going to loop it. So it keeps going forever. Then we're always going to be traveling forwards. Is going to be his one. I think that was the same as the flying enemy. We're also always going to be casting our ray casts. It's going to be slightly different with this one though. And we are going to be looking for, so if that's 0 degrees straight ahead, we're going to change it to be about 45 degrees, which is like a diagonal sort of down. So it's cool. We're going to be looking for ground. And then this one is going to be 45 plus 90 is 135 degrees. Same length, looking for ground. So one's going to be looking in front like that, and one's going to be looking behind like that. Okay. And what's going to happen is when they miss, so meaning this can't see the ground anymore, it's going to flip. And when it misses the one behind, it's going to flip back. Okay, so let's just see if that little patrol... Oh, he's gone. Right on. He's just disappeared. What was wrong with that? Maybe it's him not being solid makes a problem. Let's just try that again. Okay, maybe he has to be solid. So he walks up and back, and that's fine. Alright, so that looks good. Same as before, we're going to say if he collides with the player anywhere but the top, the player dies. And otherwise, he gets destroyed if he gets hit on the top by the player. So that works the same as before, so I don't need to try and awkwardly test it a whole bunch of times. I can give it a go, but if it doesn't work this first time, I might just move on. Oh, I forgot about that sliding issue. I might change this guy from a capsule back to maybe polygon or something. Anyway, oh, that changes his jump physics as well. So I'll have to fix that up. At least he doesn't slide anymore. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm not going to muck around with that anymore. I'll just change him back to a... Will I? I'll just change him back to a polygon. I don't really care about the sliding, but if it bothers you, you can fix it. Cool. So that's patrolling enemies and basically just hazards done. So now once you're happy with that, you can sort of clone them and place them around, you know, something like this. I think he might get stuck on the door. I'll have to double check that one. Oh, I'm making a game that's too hard for me. Maybe I'll just try not to kill anyone. Yeah, so he's been stuck on the door there. So if you want to change that, what can I do? Oh, it's because he's not on a platform. That's all right, that's an easy fix. I can just add in a couple more ray casts here. We'll say if it we can cast these two as well. And if he hits the one in front, he can go back. Otherwise, he can turn around. Hopefully that works. It may mean that the enemy avoids you. Yeah, it does. Alright, I'll fix that as well. Okay, so that's fixed him for the door, but then the problem is that he does not like he'll avoid players. What do I want to do? Ground. So I'm just increasing the raycast length, meaning it'll go through that door. I'll do it on both sides as well, just so it's consistent until it finds the ground. That should hopefully fix the issue that we just had. Wait, did that kill him? Oh, I got to the next level somehow. It's a weird glitch. Oh, my collision with the door would be set to anyone. Yeah, make that player. Just so we don't have our enemies finish the level for us once we get the key. Yes, I'm not very good. Okay, so we can see that he's patrolling properly as he should. Why can't I jump? Alright, anyway, you get the idea. So that adds those enemies in, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.